What happens when we miss somebody? What happens when they've passed away, and where do we move forward from it? It's a good one. Roll it. I had a whole bunch of emails coming in after my last video, which was on Father's Day, which was yesterday, where somebody had a little bit of an issue with missing their father after their passing and trying to adjust and having a situation with their girlfriend and their dad and her dad, and yeah, it got complicated, and it was a good one, so I'll link it below. Here's another one. Hi Nikos, I saw your video yesterday, and I'm wondering what are some things I can do to move forward and get past my father's death. I have tried everything from counseling to psychiatrists and nothing works. What do you recommend to people with the situation? Okay, losing somebody is hard. It's incredibly challenging, and the reality is that there's no one way to do it. Everybody will tell you something different. Everybody will tell you something that you know, have heard before or may not have heard, something that they care about, something that they went through. But it's different for everybody. Going through those moments in the past where I've had, you know, family and friends that have passed away, everything is different. It's not the same, and I think it goes down to how we valued the person, what our experience were, whether we're gonna have those experiences again, you know, what it was, the reasoning of their passing. And then we go through this mentality of the grieving stages, and as we go through the grieving stages, we may loop back a whole bunch of times. And as we go through it, we start picking up a little bit more of that motivation to get ourselves up and start moving in the right direction. It just doesn't take, you know, it's not a overnight thing. And yes, some of them take longer, and sometimes we get so depressed that it turns into a clinical depression where we need intervention and we need help. Talking with people is always great, and I find for me, talking with people is something that gets me through the hump, and I have a good support system behind me that helps me get through it. Now, you know, if you don't have that, I really suggest you start building on that. And you know, you mentioned you went for counseling, you saw a psychiatrist, you're probably on some kind of medication, being that you were going through that. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, I'm a coach. I help people get motivated to move in the right direction, which is what I'm going to tell you right now. And I'm going to apply it not just to your dad, but anybody going through something like this. The question is, would they want you feeling the way you're feeling? That's the only question you really got to answer right off the hop. Would they want to see you like this? Go look in the mirror and ask yourself, is this the person they'd want to see? When it comes to parents, their job is simple: to make sure that their kids grow up happy, healthy, and they grow up to be better and achieve more than what they achieve. That's the simple goal. It's, you know, and by simple I mean incredibly hard, but simple to put down in writing. Why? Because seeing your children grow takes time, devotion, effort, you know, selflessness. It's just a lot of the stuff where you're kind of like, you know, here, go, and you want to see them do great, and then you see them stumble and you see them hurt, and they feel that. You sitting there feeling like this is just really not doing justice to what your father did to help raise you. Clearly, for you to be feeling like this, clearly he cared about you and he did a lot for you. And yes, those emotions that you're feeling are because of that, because he was in that group of people that really wanted to see you do better than him. So do you think he would be feeling, you know, hey, look at my son, you know? Or if it was anybody else, what would you say to that? That's what you really gotta think. And then what you really want to jump into is, what is my new life purpose I need to find? You know, is this something I was working on, or is this something that I need to find that's new? I could tell you, with me, picking up the camera and starting getting my creativity out brought me back to life. It was something I haven't done for years. It's been over like a decade, and it changed me fundamentally, because honestly, I just want to do this now. I want to provide the opportunity to have as much time as I can with the video work that I'm doing. I love it, and I think I love it not because of just, you know, on the selfish reason is the creativity, but I know I'm helping many people out there with the videos I'm making. So life purpose makes us motivated. Life purpose gets us moving again. Life purpose gets us heading in the right direction, both in a physical sense and in a mental space sense. If your values are not aligned, you're never actually gonna get to that place ever again. This is just a simple fundamental truth. Your values dictate, where you are as a person, and you really need to sit down and analyze what you value most and start working towards moving in that mentality where you're going to start sticking to your values and you're not going to break them. That is to say that if you're, on medication, you're going to go talk with your doctor and you're going to be like, okay, how do I make this better? And is this all right? What do I do? What steps do I take? I want to find my life purpose. Let's look at our values. I want to find my life purpose. I want to start moving in this good direction, this healthy direction. What are my values? Can we work through establishing why I don't hold true to my values, and how do I make them more secure, more strong? And how do I establish my integrity so that I can say no more often to all those thoughts that come into my head? The question is, where's self-love? Where's self-respect? Where is that in your mindset? Because every day that you think about things that happened, every day that you go back in that moment, and all the moments you have in those days of that moment, or many moments that occurred with your father, they play a negative role in what you're going through. This leads you to start going through a negative path. I've been there, I know what you're going through, and the only way to really put an end to it is to say, it's in the past, I'm done, and go back to practicing self-love, self-trust. Go do yoga. Go spend time with people who do yoga, who believe that, practicing each and every day self-love will help you move in the right direction. Because these people fundamentally have helped me. When I went through challenging times, yoga, it wasn't just the act of doing yoga, it was people who were like, bring it back to self-love. What are your thoughts? Where are your thoughts? Push them aside. This is what you're going to be doing right now. This is where you're at. Where are you? Where's your self-love? And as things start progressing, what you'll find is day by day, things will start to get easier again, but it's all practice. And the reality is that, we do need to get on a coach call so that we can actually talk about what your processes during the day. What are your positives? What are your negatives? What are those things that you shouldn't be doing? And what are the things you should be doing more of, and how do we concentrate your mindset on those positives so that you can start picking yourself up and moving in that right direction each and every day so you can actually achieve what you're trying to achieve. People always think that, hey, life purpose, I don't have one, I'm never going to find one, I've never been able to find one, but it's only by going out and doing things that we actually find ways that we fall upon these ideas of what our life purpose could be. And then we start to execute slowly and surely. We find the idea behind the life purpose, and it changes our lives fundamentally. Is it hard? What you're going through is incredibly hard. It's so hard that you're not gonna be able to just switch it off. And I know people who are going through, or you know what? Let me put it this way. I know people who are watching this will be like, well, why is it so hard to get over somebody who's passed away? And everybody is different. Everybody has different levels of empathy. Everybody has different levels of experience that they had with any one individual. Everybody is a little bit different. And some people have such a strong connection that it's so hard to get away from the thoughts that we go in this direction. So is it hard? Yeah, it's incredibly hard. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever experience. Being that you are going through all this and you've survived so long, just tells everybody, including yourself, that, man, you've made it through. You just need to get out of it now, because you don't need to punish yourself anymore. You just need to find a way to motivate yourself to start moving in that right direction where you're gonna find your life purpose and start having value in everything you do, so that it means something not only to you, but that person who's up there watching down on you and going, hey, come on, get up, move. At least that's how I picture it. So I know people won't picture it that way, but that's how I picture it. So that's what I see. Take some time, think through this, and really ask yourself, Where is my values at? Where is my integrity at? What am I doing for myself? What am I doing for that person up there looking down on me, who I feel, I have these feelings for, that I'm going through all this, and what would they think? And of course, for anybody out there, leave a message or comment below for people who are experiencing something like this. What did you do to start moving forward, start moving in that right direction? And who knows, maybe it'll just help somebody out hugely and even save a life.
Snow again.